Guess what time it is?
It's Medallion season, baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're Deidre and Dustin White. Hello.
Hey.
And thank you for checking out this podcast.
About the Rose Festival Medallion treasure hunt?
Yep.
Yep.
We're going to do a little brainstorming. We're going to check in each day. We host another podcast called Could It Be an Oak Island podcast, which has been so much fun that we were inspired to, hey, why not podcast about this adventure along the way?
Yeah, we love treasure hunts, right?
So much.
Oak Island is a treasure hunt that's been going on for hundreds of years. The Rose Festival Medallion hasn't been going on quite that long, but it's been going on a long time for, basically my entire life.
Yeah, definitely not hundreds of years, but a very long time, and nothing's buried.
Yeah, that helps a lot. So we do have a winner every year, which is nice. But yeah, it's been going on since 1983, and it's just kind of a Portland staple. It's an event that's just kind of a big deal in Portland. A lot of people participate. It's a thing that so many people look forward to every year. And we're excited to participate and to just chat about it with you guys.
Yes, we've met so many cool people along the way while partaking in this adventure and deciphering the different clues. Why not sit down and brainstorm and talk about it? I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. This is going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, what do we want to start with?
Well, let's start with just really quick. What's your experience with the Rose Festival Medallion treasure hunt?
Well, I remember for a couple years you going out at obscene hours in the morning looking for this thing. I thought like nobody finds it. And I remember, was it 2016?
Yep.
That you found it that year. And I'm laying at home asleep. You have no cell phone reception because you're in the gorge. Apparently, you locked your keys in the car with it running, and I told you to be back in time because I had an appointment for work.
Yeah, something like that.
Sure enough, our good friends show up at the door, knocking, are like, he found it. I was like, found what? No, he didn't. Nobody finds this.
So how did they know to come to the door if I didn't have any cell phone reception?
Because they were with you, of course. Yeah, I thought they were.
Nope, I had to call them.
How did you get a hold of them?
Because I had cell phone reception. I called you too, and you just didn't answer.
Well, okay, I guess that's true. I guess that's true, but you were having so much trouble with the tow truck driver.
No, I didn't have any trouble. It was all fine. You're remembering it way wrong, and that's okay.
Oh, whatever.
You were like in La La Land that morning, and I was
asleep.
I was on cloud 9.
Yes, yes, you were. I'll give you that. Okay, I remember it a little skewed.
Yes.
So sue me.
That's okay.
But
I'm here to set you straight. It's all good.
Oh, geez. That was kind of my first real introduction to it, being annoyed. But obviously that's changed as we have dove deeper into a variety of treasure hunts, and this is no exception. I have fond memories of every year following and happy to jump in with both feet, and I'll be racing you to it this year.
Yeah, if one of us finds it's going to be me for sure, but that's
no way.
Cool. Hey, so you did participate in the 2017 hunt very extensively. Like you were really in.
I was in all in.
It was right in our backyard.
Oh, yes, it was in Vancouver.
Yep. And we live in Vancouver. It was at Fort Vancouver, and it was found on day 14 by our friend Neil.
Yeah, good job, Neil.
Yeah, good job, Neil. Thanks. I was like right there.
He's still really sad anytime we pass that spot.
So? Yeah, well, that was a really fun year. We were out there for more than 10 days straight. Like,
oh yeah.
I had just, I don't know. I thought that it could be at Fort Vancouver by like the third clue. And I was out there just walking around searching. I even bumped into like Marvin. Everybody knows who Marvin is, right?
Of course.
And I bumped into Marvin and Jan down there on day 3, and they're like, what the heck are you doing down here? And I'm like, I don't know. This makes sense to me, and I told them what I was thinking, and I think they kind of said, okay.
Like, you are.
Yeah, good job, man.
Good job.
Hey, but they were kind of in the right spot, too, so they were
true.
right there with us. But
well, we were saying Vancouver's due, right?
Yeah. And we willed it to happen, kind of, you know?
Is that how it worked?
I think so. Something like that. Yeah. So that year was a ton of fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a little bummed that we missed last year, but we had good reason. We went on another treasure hunt basically on the other side of the country, right?
Literally the other side of the country. We were in New York and in Boston.
Yeah, and
So
we were trying to like dig for a actual buried treasure in New York City. Like we dug a hole in Brooklyn. It was crazy.
that was our first vacation by ourselves without kids.
That's true.
This was the one time it would work. Unfortunately, it had to be during Medallion season,
It did.
but
And that did make us both sad because we both wanted to participate, but you know,
we followed along. You
you
know,
followed along a lot closer than I did.
that's true. I
I was
did.
kind of out of it. I was kind of like, no, I need to focus on New York, New York, New York.
You don't multitask as well as me.
I probably can, but yeah, I choose not to.
You heard it here first. He chose not to.
Yeah, well, we really, really tried to find that treasure in New York, but it's all good. We were able to watch the 2018 medallion hunt from afar, and it was exciting to watch. You know, like I said, I didn't like follow it super close because I had my brain elsewhere,
Mm-hmm.
but seeing other people's takes on the clues and then watching Laura come away with the medallion, I mean, that was exciting, right?
That
That
is,
was really cool.
that was really cool. And wasn't she a brand new searcher at that time?
Yeah,
Which was great because it goes to show you a new perspective sometimes. That's what you need.
exactly. Fresh perspectives are really key on a lot of these kind of hunts, especially the ones that have been going on a long time, I think.
Yep.
You know, because people have been looking and looking and looking and coming away empty. Well, something has to change, right?
Mm-hmm. That's why it's good to talk to other people, kind of challenge each other a bit,
Yeah.
and think outside of the regular realm of thinking. For example, last year when they were narrowing it down, it wasn't just on county, it was physical borders. Like we
Okay.
weren't eliminating counties the same way,
Okay.
which was really, that was unique. It was kind of neat to watch that from afar. It reminds me to keep my mind open.
Yeah, I'm glad. I guess I'm kind of glad that we didn't participate because I didn't want to have to try to figure something like that out. And maybe this year it'll go back to normal,
Or
or maybe
keep
not.
pushing your thinking.
Yeah, we'll see. If it's different this year, that's totally fine. I'm up for a challenge. What about you?
Oh, yeah. Clue Writer always does a great job. I'm eager to see if they mix it up a little bit. We got Clue 1 today,
Yeah.
which we'll actually read later.
Yes.
What do we want to do?
Well, I want to talk about my introduction to the Rose Festival Medallion.
Yeah, how
treasure
rude
hunt.
of me. So, what is your first introduction?
Well, it was back in 1997.
Mhm.
So I don't remember a lot of details because I was like,
I'm not doing the math. You were young.
no, I was 15, right?
Okay, youngish.
Yeah, and so my best friend's mom, Pam, she was super into the medallion. She still is. She, looks for it every year, and she would take me and my best friend out. His name's Chris, and we would go and try to help her look. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Fun family thing to do. It was great, and I remember her deciphering one of the clues. It was something about Fred's friend, I think, right? And it was like Barney Rubble
Oh,
was
okay.
like what the answer was, and you had to. You know what? I can't remember, but I remember something about the Flintstones. But I know that year it was. So we were looking in Camas, right?
Okay.
That year, and it was actually south of Camas at the Women's Forum is where it was found,
Mm.
and so we were just like on the wrong side of the river.
You were in the right area, but a river dividing you.
Exactly, and it was so much fun. Like I just have all these good memories, and that was the year that our friend Mary Wygant had found the medallion with her group in the Women's Forum, and it's funny that we're friends now. I didn't know her back then. I didn't even know her until I found the medallion in 2016, right? And so
Yep.
it's just funny how that worked out because she won the year that I started looking.
The year
And
you were across the river.
exactly. And it was just I don't know. I just had so much fun doing it and I just had good memories and I kind of lost track of the hunt when I became a young adult.
Mm-hmm.
The hunt itself kind of disappeared for a few years, right? So from 2005 until 2014, the hunt was kind of like discontinued, right?
Sad.
Very sad. And so happy when I heard it came back. I didn't even know it was back in 2014 when Melanie found it.
Yeah, but right after that, you were out hunting
Oh yeah, like all the time.
all the time.
Yeah,
So early.
yeah. Well, that's what you got to do.
And you wanted to brainstorm clues with me, and it seemed too complicated. But you know what? It's not too complicated.
Well, you know what? Before we really move on, like I just want to say, I'm so glad you're into these treasure hunts now. Like it makes my life so much better.
Oh, I'm so glad I could help.
It sucked before, you know. No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No,
wow.
no, I'm just kidding.
You see what I put up with?
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I had a great life, and I still do have a great life.
I had a great life.
I still have a great life. No, but before treasure hunting, didn't have a ton in common like that we would do together all the time.
Well,
Like we would go.
obviously, we had stuff in common. We
Well, I
wouldn't have
mean,
got married if we didn't.
but we didn't do a ton of stuff together.
We didn't have hobbies together. And how long did I keep saying we need a hobby, something besides agreeing on TV shows,
Yeah, we would
something that
watch
gets
like
us out.
we would watch The Amazing Race together. That's our hobby.
Yes, and we could analyze and we still analyze the Amazing Race
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, well, we kept that hobby, but we've added treasure hunting as a hobby, and now
Now it's all consuming.
yeah, it is all consuming, but that's fine. It's brought us so much closer together.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, like our marriage is stronger. We're better friends than ever. Sometimes, as long as you agree with me.
Oh, okay.
What I interpret into out of the clues. But,
Oh, okay. Nope.
you know,
I'm always gonna challenge you, which you
Yeah.
find annoying.
sometimes, yeah, most of the time.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But that's okay. It's just it's a great activity that we do together now, and I appreciate this hunt in particular for kind of setting that up. I feel like my life basically is a lot better and more happy now that you and I have so much in common that we things that we like to do together because we always brainstorm all sorts of stuff all the time. So
We have to lead a lot of conversations with people new to the treasure hunting world with, I know I sound crazy, but
but we are.
yeah, but we are. But
Yeah.
it's our version of crazy and we're good with it.
Yep, sure are. So I guess we talk about this year's hunt.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Should we start with
Maybe let's go over some of the quickly some of the rules.
Yes, let's go over the rules. I think that's super important that we refresh every year.
Yeah, so the medallion is hidden somewhere in the Portland metro area.
Correct. In one of 5 counties.
That's right. So in Washington State, it's Clark County.
Yes.
That's one of the counties that's included in the hunt. And in Oregon, it's Yamhill, Washington, Multnomah, and Clackamas counties.
Yes. And while that's only 5 counties, that is a pretty wide spread.
Yeah, that's a big area to cover, and you're expected to find this thing in less than 2 weeks.
Within 2 weeks.
Yeah, so that's a lot of work. That's
It
a lot
is
of
a
ground,
lot of work.
a lot of ground to cover, and that's fine because it happens every year, and somebody gets to the right spot, right?
Yep.
So they have it. They plan it really well. Clue Writer does a great job getting people to the right area. Sometimes it's hard to find the X marks the spot, but the year I found the medallion under that rock in Eagle Creek Overlook, I was there the day before.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and I saw, a good handful of people searching. And guess what? Every single one of us walked right by where the medallion was, who knows, probably a dozen times each.
And I bet you, all of you, most of you, a lot of you stuck your hand in that same hole, but didn't reach in quite far enough.
That's exactly what happened. Or when I was there the day before, I was searching the area where the rocks were, right?
Mm-hmm.
And somebody was looking at the rocks. And he had actually had his son checking like all the little crevices under the rocks. And I go and start checking the rocks too. And he's like, don't bother. My son checked it all. If you do find it, though, he's going to be in a lot of trouble, right? And I said, oh, well, I didn't find it, so I thought the kid was good. But the next morning,
Whoopsie.
yeah, I had stuck my hand under each of the rocks and felt with my fingertips all the way around, and it just wasn't good enough. There was a gap that was a little deeper that you just can't feel with your fingertips. You got to like turn your hand over and stick your whole wrist in. And so that's like a lesson that I have learned, and I'm hoping that others are learning from that as well, because you could be basically an inch from this thing and not even know it.
Exactly. That's why double checking places, that's not necessarily a waste of time.
Exactly.
But that being said, it was hidden in a public place, kind of getting back to the rules.
Yes.
The treasure will not be hidden on private property.
Yes.
Searching on private property prohibited. Don't do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Please also leave the park nicer than you found it. If you see trash, pick it up. I know this isn't a rule, but make sure we're not disturbing these parks and being so disruptive that the areas around you are left unclean or whatever. So, any trash you bring in, please bring it out.
Yeah. That's the quickest way to get all these counties against us, is to kind of, if we were to trash any of them when we go in and look for the treasure, right? So that's good advice. Very good.
Let's see here. Another rule, something that's important, especially to your safety. Treasure hunting should be limited to daylight hours only.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's something I remember from when I was a kid. In the fine print, make sure you do not search after hours. And I know that back in the day, the clues used to be printed in the newspaper.
Yes.
Do you know what that is?
Yes,
Newspaper?
I know what the newspaper is.
Well,
Jeez.
yeah. Okay, so that's where they used to put all the clues, right? And they would like wait at the Oregonian for the first issue, hot off the press, to get in their hands so they get the clue, as early as
I
possible,
would
right?
too.
Of course. But oftentimes, that's like when it's still dark outside. So they get the clue and they could kind of formulate their plan of attack, but they wouldn't go and actually look for the treasure. They would probably get close to where they think it would be,
And
and then
wait.
wait for the light, and go do their searching.
Yeah, so pay attention to dusk and sunrise. Don't go out there searching too late. It's not safe.
Yeah, exactly.
So take care of yourself, be safe, and while it's not a rule, a hard and fast rule by any means, just on the being safe route, a lot of searchers, including ourselves, try to remember to use gloves.
Yes.
You never know when you're sticking your hand in a crevice or pulling away like a branch a little bit where
You don't want a big spider to crawl on your hand or something, right? Man, I'd
you-
freak out.
you're worried about spiders. I'm thinking like someone cuts their finger or
Oh.
something like that. But yeah, spiders, that can be a concern.
And I'm thinking like, I don't know, some kind of little rodent grabbing you, and you
Oh,
know.
okay. Now you're making this scary. That's why you see people walking around with a golf club, a walking stick to
Yeah.
kind of push away some vegetation,
Yeah,
if you
the
will.
low-hanging brush or something.
So you're not hurting your back, bending over all the time. But please, if someone asks why you're walking around with a big stick or something, let them know so that you don't look suspicious. But it's a great way to open up a conversation about the hunt.
Yeah, totally. And I think one of the best things that I mean, I know if we get more people into the hunt, that's like more competition.
But
And that's
it's
kind of
fun.
nobody wants to have more competition. They want to be the one that finds it. But I think it adds to the enjoyment of the hunt as a whole if there are more people involved. Because I don't know, like I think more people should be doing this kind of thing. It's just so much fun. I feel, I don't know.
You're an ambassador for this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I wish I knew more about it when I was kind of a young adult. I'm glad, whatever, my life happened. I'm fine where I ended up, but it would have been cool if I would have known more about this stuff, because I would have been totally more into it. And if I had seen it when I was younger, I just forgot about it. So I don't know. I think more people should be involved, because it's just one of the most fun things you could do, in my opinion. That's why this is my favorite week of the year, favorite 2 weeks of the year.
Woo woo.
Yeah, so they also got in the rules. So, by the way, we're not reading the whole rule list.
Yes,
And,
it is up to you to read the rules, please.
Yeah, go to Google, type in Rose Festival Medallion Treasure Hunt, click on the link for it. There's a button on that page to read the whole rules, and I highly recommend it. But another one says that the treasure will not be buried, and no structure or object will need to be disturbed to find it.
That's good information to know. So you're not looking in places or digging holes in parks.
Yeah, definitely don't. There's no need to dig.
No need to dig, no need to turn anything big over. It should be fairly accessible to.
Basically anybody, right?
Mhm. That's the goal, I believe.
Yeah. Another rule I had noticed in here, you have to be at least 21 to claim the prize. So if you take your kids with you, don't let them run off with it and try to turn it in. They might get disqualified.
Yes. So if you have to be at least 21, that means if you're younger, that you're out, at least be out searching with someone older that can claim the prize. Because it is a great family activity still.
It's like the best family activity. Awesome.
Awesome.
I remember taking both the kids out to the gorge in 2016, going to the waterfalls, checking
Yep.
it all out. Oh, they
With
loved
the
it.
double stroller.
Yeah.
Hardcore out there.
They loved it.
I was working
I
a
loved
lot.
it. You were working a lot, and you didn't want anything to do with the hunt, so
Yeah,
whatever.
that too. And I was also working a lot. New career at that time.
How
So,
wrong? How wrong were you?
how wrong was I?
Yeah.
I'm never
No,
wrong.
you were really wrong.
I'm never
Because
actually wrong.
the treasure hunts are awesome.
I
You thought they were lame,
I did
so
until later. And now I'm all in. Heck, I'm here doing a podcast with you. So
I'm glad.
leave it be.
I'm glad. Good job.
That's good. All right. What else do we got? I think that's mostly it on the rules.
Yeah, well, that's the stuff we wanted to touch on anyway. There is another reminder that the treasure to be found is a 2.5 inch by 3 inch block of lucite with a special Rose Festival medallion embedded in it. The block will be placed in a small metal case and will be hidden on public property in one of the 5 counties that we already talked about. The metal box is new. That was introduced in 2016. I guess I was the first
New's
one.
a relative term.
Yeah.
But yes.
Well, I was the first one to find one, so I got that, right?
Yeah. 26. If it was new, it would have been like new this year.
Okay, whatever. It was new at
It's
the time.
new-ish.
It was new. It was brand new when I found it. So
Yes,
what?
but we're not living in the past. We're
Okay.
living in 2019.
Good. Okay, so when but the year that little tidbit of information had been put out to the public, we didn't have an idea of what the metal box looked like. Remember, I was trying to explain it to you. I'm like, it could be any metal box. I don't know.
Yeah, if
It
it's
just
a
says a
big,
metal box.
small, no.
Yeah, I remember going to, is it called Glen Otto Park? Yeah, and when I was looking there, like early on in the hunt, probably like day, I don't know, 6 or 7, and I noticed on the back of like this, I don't know, some kind of building, there was like a metal box like bolted to it, and it had like spider webs all over it, and I was like, oh, I don't want to touch that. I do not like bugs.
Oh, that's very true.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I grabbed like a stick or something.
Oh
I
my
flipped it
gosh.
up because it had like a little latch, and I looked in there and I was like, oh, it's not there. Whew. But like we didn't know what we were looking for, but at least we all know now.
Yes, very true. Do you want to talk about the clue a little bit? Maybe we can do a little brainstorm.
Yeah, I think that could be a good idea. That's probably the main reason we're doing this, right?
That I would agree. That's the goal.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and read the clue. Do you want to read it?
Sure.
All right, go for it.
So we have clue number 1 came out today, which is the 25th.
Yes.
You've waited 50 weeks or so for our 29th hunting spree. So get your ducks all in a row and solve the clues down to a T.
Interesting.
T.
T.
T-E-E.
T. Yeah. When I first saw the clue this morning, I immediately thought golf, right?
As most of us did.
A friend of mine, Michael Long, had noted the obvious golf clue as well, or what we think is a golf clue at this point.
Don't overlook obvious clues.
Yeah, right? That's something those are words to live by right there. Well, anyway, he had suggested, he actually was saying much earlier and yesterday that he's not going to look too closely into the first clue because that's like a rabbit hole he didn't want to go down, right?
We all say we're not going to.
But he's like, well, I just got sucked in, I couldn't stop. Anyway, he suggested Eastmoreland Golf Course, right?
Okay.
So as soon as he said that, I immediately went to Google Maps, took a screenshot of Eastmoreland Golf Course, and I put a little blue circle. I photoshopped a little blue circle, like that would be my location.
On Google Maps.
Yeah, exactly. And I put that in there. I faded them together, and I posted them. I'm like, all right, I'm here. Now what?
Oh, you.
I was trying to be funny, right?
Yeah, you were trying to be funny. You're a little crazy.
Yeah, I guess. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's funny it's fun to watch evolution of what people thought of this clue today.
Yes, especially considering 2 days ago, many of us that have, been talking through the hunts are, we're not going to get sucked into the first one. It's always a rabbit hole. The solution almost always is there is no clue here.
Well, that's what the official solution
That's what
says.
I'm saying. That's what the official solution says. So we didn't want to go too deep down the rabbit hole in 2016.
Yeah.
One of the first clues including the word driven.
Yeah, well, in 2016, the official solution, right, says that there are no hidden meanings intended in this introductory clue, right?
Mhm.
And the last line of that clue says to solve the clues, you must be driven. Well, most of the clues that year were about the historic Columbia River Highway,
Yeah.
which you drive on, and it was like the 100th anniversary.
Well, and it kept taking you further and further up the highway.
Yeah, so you drive up the highway, right? I don't know.
They kind of left crumbs as you go along.
Exactly.
Wasn't it a centennial or something?
Yeah, the 100th anniversary of the highway itself.
Dun dun
Yeah,
dun.
so was that an unintentional clue?
Maybe.
Was it intentional and they just don't want us to think that it was?
Maybe.
Is the clue writer just saying, ha, I'm going to put something right under their nose that can help them, but then I won't own up to it later because whatever, I can do whatever I want. I'm the clue writer.
Or are we all, especially you, maybe looking too deep into it?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably. But we're going to try to dissect it apart anyways because that's what we do. And maybe this is the year it changes and the first clue actually means something. You just don't know.
Well, and maybe those other clues did mean something.
Maybe they did. But we could talk about that in circles all night.
We could, but I also would want to mention that Melanie, who found the medallion in 2014, had noted that clue 1, which said, "Welcome back. It's been 9 years since EB and since Dawn confounded and delighted us. Get ready, it's back on." And the official solution says, EB and Dawn wrote the clues, hid the medallions, and managed the hunt from 1989 to 2005. Okay, that's all? Well, she noted that she had found it on the East Bank Esplanade in downtown Portland, or just right across the river from downtown. And EB, East Bank, coincidence?
Maybe. I think not.
I think not. I think those are clues that are those may not be able to even really be deciphered as clues until you look back on them after everything's done.
Hindsight's 2020.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're really savvy, you could focus on that one word or that one little phrase, or in this case, 2 letters, and it could have helped. Perhaps.
Yeah, but you'd have to know EB is the key word.
Yeah.
So, that being said, if driven was the key word, if we're looking at our clue 1, are we all cluing in on T? Or maybe ducks is the thing, the word? Maybe row?
My attention was on the word row today.
Yeah, because you were trying to be funny again and saying it was down at Officers Row.
Well, maybe it is.
I don't think so, babe.
What if they hit it in a place near where they hit it before? Okay, never mind.
They did not. I got $10 on no.
Okay.
So take that. Good thing we have 2
I'll take
cars.
that bet.
Okay, that's good. I'll let you keep searching there.
It's the same bank account, so whatever.
Oh,
I don't know. I do not think it's Officers Row. It was just a joke, but I was really focusing on Row earlier when I was doing my research. What did you focus on? The ducks? You did focus on ducks.
I
What did you
did
think about ducks?
focus on ducks. I thought of a few different things. My first thought was, well, Washington's out. Ducks are good.
Yeah, ducks are Oregon, right?
Yeah, to me, ducks are Oregon. In a row, I kind of thought about the idea of maybe this is a nod to in a row, such as each clue is leading you to a new location and getting you closer and closer to the final treasure ground.
That's kind of how it worked in
Last
2016.
16, 17.
Yeah, 17, you're kind of in the ballpark the whole time. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's how these things work. They get you
A
closer and
lot of
closer,
them,
yeah.
yeah, they
But
just kind of get you closer and closer. And
the one that led you down the Columbia River Gorge in 2016, that was go to this spot, then go to this spot, then go to this spot,
well,
and wait for the
same
next clue, basically.
with the one in Vancouver. It led you through the park.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't in such a big area. It was just within the park, but it did lead you from place to place to place. You saw different things. So in a row,
Mm-hmm.
trying to get your ducks in a row, trying to get things in a line.
Yeah.
I also, of course, had my handy dandy thesaurus out, looking up things for tea and ducks. I'm like, well, maybe you're ducking, like going under something. And then I thought, well, if I throw my shoe at Dustin, will he duck? But quick cat-like speed reflexes.
No, that's more something you can do.
Yeah, that's true. You're not as quick. Okay, you're quick, but not to dodge.
I could beat you in a foot race.
That you could, but I
Yeah.
don't think you could dodge things as well as me.
If you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a
I
ball.
knew that was coming. Good old dodgeball. Oh, great movie. I haven't seen
Nobody
that in a
makes me
long.
bleed my own blood. Nobody.
Oh, Ben Stiller. Love that. Love that guy. Okay, clues down to a T. I started. Oh, tea and ducks. That two things I was thinking about was lawn bowling, and also the idea of like the tin ducks at a carnival that go around and you
Oh, and you
shoot
have
the
to.
ducks.
Yeah. Okay.
So my next thought was maybe it's somewhere near Oaks Park. And there were some parks over there that kind of lined up with that, and that I believe I saw one that had a bowling green, which was interesting to me because ducks, there was a term in lawn bowling that had to do with ducks.
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned that because, like, right after Michael was talking about Eastmoreland Park or golf course, he was then talking about bowling greens or lawn bowling. So,
Well, look at that. See,
great
a
minds
lot of
think alike,
us
right?
were thinking alike. We're also all probably just looking really too deep into it. When I looked up, let's see here, a T also just kind of meant a very specific location or a place. So maybe does this place start with a T? And I started listing out cities in each county. What ones start with T?
Wow, you're really digging
I
in real
was,
deep for this
yeah,
one.
it was a bad rabbit hole. My Google Notes app is full of
That's
things.
crazy because, like, literally the only thing I did, I looked at the clue, I thought about it a little bit, then I said, "Oh, row, officers row. I'm gonna go take a picture there." And that was like my whole day.
I know you left the house with David to go do some scouting or whatever. Doesn't look like you were actually very productive
No,
because you were
not
in a
really.
place it definitely wasn't.
Yeah.
While I
Eh.
was at home editing one of our podcasts and getting stuff done here. Whatever.
Hey, sometimes a boy just needs to have a pizza with his dad and go on a little field trip. Okay.
Okay,
It was
okay.
fine.
I'll let it slide.
Yeah. So,
What did you think?
well,
Did you go down the rabbit hole besides?
I just told you
No,
all I
that's true.
focused on was row, but I'm looking at it now again, and 50 weeks is 52 weeks in a year.
Mm-hmm.
The last medallion hunt ended about 50 weeks ago
Which
because
would make
2 weeks.
sense.
So I don't know that that's anything other than that.
Yep.
The 29th hunting spree. Okay, this is the 29th edition of the medallion hunt. Makes
Okay.
sense. Hunting spree. Meh. I know some people were talking about going on a shopping spree or maybe it's some kind of hunting season over on what is that? Sauvie Island, right? Did you see anything about that?
No, I didn't see that. But now that you're saying spree out loud, I'm thinking of those little candies.
Oh man,
And
those were big back in middle school.
oh, those are good. And they're round and flat, kind of like clay pigeons, which you would use when you're doing target practice and hunting.
Okay,
So just throwing it out there.
just
Maybe
thinking
it's
outside the
gonna
box.
throw a wrench in someone's
Hey, as
game.
long as they could dodge it.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a
Yeah.
ball. We'll only throw sprees.
Yeah, that's way nicer.
Yeah, and they taste way better. Not that I've tried to eat a wrench, but
I
you know.
wouldn't put it past you.
Oh, gee, thanks.
Earlier, you're talking about Flying V. What was that about?
Well, you were really diving into the Mighty Ducks memes and such and GIFs earlier.
Yeah, because I thought that was fun.
Well,
Quack, 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 quack.
I was thinking about ducks and how they fly and ducks in a row and they fly in a V, two V's, make a W.
Okay.
Maybe it's in Washington.
I thought you
Because
ruled out
there's a
Washington
T.
earlier when you
You were
said it was
asking
Oregon
about
Duck.
rabbit holes, and you were asking about ducks, and I was talking about W's.
Well, maybe it's Washington County
Or maybe it's V for Vancouver,
or Washington Park.
or V for there's other cities that start with V.
Yeah.
Through a V, you'll see a tree.
Neil did.
I know. Good job, Neil. Man, I really was way off on that clue.
Yeah.
That
well,
was a couple years ago.
We were over by the Red Cross building looking for that clue. We were like on the opposite end.
Trying to be incognito looking at a map.
Yeah. That was fun, though.
That was fun. We had a good time.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think we broke down this clue enough. We
I
don't
do
know
too.
we don't know what it means.
We have no idea what
But-
it means. Don't take our advice. But if you
Oh.
see on the trail, say hi.
You guys, some people will bump into us out there
Of
we plan
course.
on being out there a lot,
I'd be
And-
shocked if we didn't run into
unless
people.
we go to the wrong areas.
If there's like nobody where we're at, we should probably be concerned.
Or be impressed with ourselves. We figured something out nobody else could.
I'm feeling like that's not usually how it happens.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I am right.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. When I first met you, you're like, Deidre's always right. And I had to like repeat that and like.
Oh,
you had to-
whatever. You're the one that's trying to get on my good side and was just like, yeah, Deidre's always right. And you would
Okay.
always just
Hey.
harp home on that.
I wooed you, right? It worked, right? We're married, right?
Sure. I mean, yes.
Boom.
Goes the dynamite.
Okay. I didn't mean that. So, anyway, yeah. And if you're out there, if you see us, you see somebody else that you think is a searcher, say hi. It's a big, friendly community.
It really
Everybody
is.
enjoys each other. There's very, very little where people are not nice to each other. You know, that's just, it's not really in our nature, I guess. Everybody's just
Yeah.
really happy and, loves to chat and
Yeah.
just, everybody has a good time, right?
Get out there. Don't take yourself too seriously. Have a good time. Say hello. I hope a lot of people show up for the post medallion hunt get together.
The potluck.
The potluck.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So we would love to meet some more people maybe that we don't meet along the trails. And yeah.
Sweet. Before we go, I do want to touch on the weather.
Yes, I think that's a good idea and very important
So,
because today was wet.
yeah. So tomorrow, I'm looking at my little handy dandy.
Notebook?
I guess it's no. What is that from something?
Yeah, Blue's Clues, man.
Okay, I didn't watch that.
Well, you should still know the reference.
I
So
watched much cooler things when I was a kid. Okay?
well, that was beyond me too, but
Oh,
still.
okay. Yeah, no idea. Anyway, tomorrow, Sunday, I'm seeing 72 degrees,
Ooh, I'm seeing 74. I like mine
Ooh.
better.
10% chance of rain.
Ooh, 20%. You win.
And let's see, Monday, 75 degrees and 40% chance of rain.
Ooh. I got 76 and 20%. So we're going to land somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah, well, hopefully it just doesn't rain, right? And
Mm-hmm.
everybody can get out there, have some fun.
Man, 70s. That's beautiful Pacific Northwest weather. What a great weather forecast for treasure hunting.
It is very nice, and it's supposed to be really clear later in the week. So
That is so awesome.
if you go out, go and have some fun, soak up hopefully some sun,
Stay hydrated.
stay hydrated, wear gloves, like we said earlier. Don't touch any poison oak or anything.
Yes. And maybe brush up on what poison oak looks like.
Yeah, and
Closed-toed shoes.
yeah, and everybody's just gonna have a good, fun, successful. Well, it's gonna be really successful for one person.
It will be very
Medallion
successful for
season.
one person.
Yeah. Do you want to take any guesses of what tomorrow's clue is gonna hold?
Ooh. I'm wondering maybe we'll start narrowing down the search area because right now we got a really wide net. Maybe we'll at least get rid of a county or have some borders. What do you
Yeah.
think?
I hope they go back to the narrow down by county thing because I think that's a little easier.
Because,
I
well,
like
you
that
didn't
better.
try, you didn't even try on the other one.
Yeah, and that's fine.
So you have no idea.
Yeah,
And
I'm good with my old way.
I know you don't like change, but we're going to bust you out of that.
Okay, well, if I have to, I have to.
Well, that's fine, because if you don't like it, it's just to my advantage. I'll win and just leave you at home.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm hoping I'm gonna guess we're gonna get some kind of clue that's gonna be some kind of book cipher
Ooh.
where it's gonna give you a string of random letters or numbers, and you have to go figure out what book and go to page, line, word with the numbers or with the letters or
Mm-hmm.
however it's done. Someone will figure it out
Yep.
and get some kind of phrase that'll help you
The
do something.
classic book cipher.
Yeah, it's fun.
It is.
They did one of those in 2016 and hasn't been back since, so we're due.
Yeah, we're due for a book cipher. That's a good one because it's very armchair worthy. Sit at home, figure out your book cipher, and bam, then you're on the trail.
Yeah, so that's what I hope for.
Okay, well, that's what you hope for. That's what you're predicting.
Well, that's what I'm going to predict.
Okay,
Probably not
because
gonna
that's very
happen.
different. What I hope for is a solid,
X marks the spot.
yeah, park location. That is what I hope for.
Yeah, not in Clue 2.
No, I know, but you said hope for, not what'll actually happen.
Gotcha.
One down,
Yep.
13 to go.
Yep. So we got fun stuff to look forward to the next 2 weeks, and I'm excited to do it with you.
I'm excited.
I'm excited to meet some fellow hunters.
That's right. All right. Well, I guess we will chat with y'all tomorrow.
Yep. Have a good day.